Welcome to Season 2 of the Art of Aging podcast, produced right here at Montgomery Place, where we celebrate wisdom, lifelong learning, and stories that shape us. Today's episode is entitled Research for a Cure. I have to say, I feel a little out of my league today, as I am joined by Dr. Astrid Mack, whose groundbreaking work includes becoming the only non-medical doctor working at one of the nation's earliest sickle-cell disease research facilities. Today, we will talk about his remarkable career and how education has evolved over time and how lifelong learning continues to connect so deeply with aging. Most importantly, we want to learn the stories behind the titles.
The Art of Aging is hosted by Mark Millay, President and CEO, Montgomery Place, and sponsored by Trinity Rehab, Unidyne, Life Care at Home, and Plant Moran.
Well, welcome, Dr. Mack, to the Art of Aging podcast. So what do you think of this view?
It's absolutely marvelous. I'm serious about that.
Yes. So let's start at the beginning. What first sparked your interest and curiosity about learning?
I would say around 3 or 4
Okay.
age. I would say that the person that had the most impressed on me in my early life was my great-grandmother.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me more about that.
At about age 5, maybe about age 8, my mother decided to move to New York.
Okay.
And my sister and I thought that we would be following her shortly. But after about a year or two, my mother sent for my sister and left me with my great-grandmother. And I cried in the process. But my great-grandmother said to me, "No, your mother wanted you to come first, but I need you here with me," because she was hard of hearing and in her late 80s and that sort of thing. So that made me proud. I was no longer, embarrassed,
Sure.
by that. And my great-grandmother just was a great woman. She never spanked me, but she would, if I did anything wrong, she would tell me that I shouldn't do that again. And if I did it again, she would say, "You do it again, I'm going to kill you." So we had a wonderful relationship in that way. And in 6th grade, I had such a wonderful teacher.
Okay.
So my mother sent for me, and I told my great-grandmother I wasn't going anyplace, and that sort of thing. So she agreed with me for that, because I would hear her. I would go with her to visit her friends and things like that. And when they would get into conversation that they weren't particularly interested in a young person knowing it, my great-grandmother would say, "Astrid, are you asleep?" So I knew when to act asleep. And I heard her say on more occasions than one, "I don't know what on earth I would do without that boy." And that just made me so proud.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So were you a good student in school?
I was a wonderful student.
Okay.
I never got a grade lower than B.
What sparked that? What just sparked that curiosity?
To learn more. I guess that's the best way to put it.
How did you build up to being a professor at the University of Miami?
My first teaching job was at a high school.
Okay.
For maybe 4 or 5 years. And then I got a degree, an application for a master's degree at University of Minnesota, and I just loved that. It was a real challenge, but I made good grades at that sort of thing. Then I got a job teaching at the University of Miami, and that worked well. And later on, I was interested in sickle-cell disease.
Yes.
From just teaching, and that made me,
Okay.
that sort of thing. But the point that I'm making is that inspired me to go to medical school at University of Miami. But I was so fearful that I wouldn't have the money to go but I was given a scholarship, and so that just made my day. And I was not going to embarrass my parents or anybody else
Sure.
and do poorly and that sort of thing. So that pushed me through, med school.
And your scholarship was based on academics that you did so well with?
And so after I got my Ph.D. degree, I got a job teaching at University of Miami. I had put a whole lot of emphasis on the disease, sickle-cell disease, that's prominent mostly in Black people. And so I got to be what they would consider to be like an expert, on that. But that made me not feel less than, because in almost every meeting that we had, every question that I had on a piece of paper and anything like that was related to medicine, but none of that was new to me.
Right.
You understand me? And so that made me a proud person. I was made then the Associate Dean for Minority Affairs. My major effort was to help minority students in medical school.
Okay.
So I made it a rule that, not a rule as such, but this is what I said to the minorities, to the Black students that applied. We're not coming here to play. We're coming to learn, and I'm going to do everything I can to help you to learn as much as you can. And so that was not a problem. Those students wanted to learn. And the minority enrollment, Black enrollment at the medical school at that time was about 5%. When I left there 8 years later, it was 55%.
Wow, congratulations. So not only were you interested in the sickle cell disease, but you also then got involved in research.
Yes.
And you were on a research team with doctors, but you were the only non-doctor on that research team.
That's true.
How did that come about that you became part of this team?
I really don't know. I really don't know, except that for some reason I got great interest in sickle cell disease, and I think primarily because it was mostly related to Black people. And I think that had everything to do with my move, because I had always wanted to be a medical doctor.
Sure.
But I knew, coming from a family like mine and with no money and things like that was not a possibility. So when I got a job as the Associate Dean for Minority Affairs at University of Miami School of Medicine, as the Associate Dean for Minority Affairs, I thought that was the greatest place in the world to be.
Absolutely. So in your opinion, what makes a great teacher?
Knowledgeable in his or her, profession, makes it a point to teach in a way that they are not appearing to be above anybody or beneath anybody for that matter, but to be serious about what you're doing, and certainly professional in the subject, and that sort of thing, and having an ability to listen to others and find out what the problems are with regard to your reaction with the students and their reaction to you.
So I imagine, just classrooms today are probably a lot different, than classrooms, in your time. How do you think you would handle that of having Zoom lectures and your students using AI and different things? Just there's been so much change in how we learn and how we teach.
Yes,
and
that's so true.
Have we lost anything, do you think, in going forward? Or
I have thought about that on so many different occasions, but I think in the final analysis, the conclusion that I came to is that students don't have to learn only the words that come out of your mouth, that they can read and, find answers to problems that you may not have given any consideration to because you were so focused on X, Y, or Z. You understand me? That sort of thing. That came to be a real reality to me when my son was at the medical school where I taught.
Okay.
So I knew that he was the kind of student that would stay up until 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning in the books, and that sort of thing. So that was never a problem. But when the joker started staying up all night long and and that sort of thing.
Yes,
I said,
yes,
boy, you got to stop that. You understand?
yes.
But he got it from me, I think.
I'm
Yeah,
sure.
that sort
I'm
of
sure.
thing. Yeah, yeah.
I'm sure.
And I guess the point is that when you're real interested in what you're doing, you look for challenges.
Sure.
Don't look for
Sure.
excuses or that sort of
Sure.
thing. Yeah.
So growing up in Florida, going to school in Minnesota, teaching at University of Miami, how in the world did you get to Chicago?
Because both of my children came here. My son, after he got his medical degree at University of Miami School of Medicine, came to Chicago.
Okay.
My daughter, who's 3 years younger than he is, was not interested in anything that moved. But as early as 6th grade, she was writing poems that you would think that an English professor had written. So I was not surprised that she majored in journalism. But I was stunned that after she got her master's in journalism in a school in Atlanta, she came to Chicago where her brother was practicing medicine. So I got sick and tired of coming to here, every summer and that sort of thing. So my friend said to me, man, why don't you get up off your lazy butt and go to Chicago and you don't have to have that problem. So that's what I did. Yeah.
Miami might be a little nicer in the wintertime than Chicago, but
yes.
So Dr. Mack, I see you here at Montgomery Place every morning with your newspaper, heading down, to breakfast with your coffee and the newspaper. And it seems that you have a hunger and desire just to not only to continue to learn, but just to keep yourself updated and informed as what kind of drives that. And just in the aging process, just learning and keeping yourself educated, how did those things, in your opinion, kind of work together and just kind of helped you to age so gracefully?
I have wondered about that on numerous occasions. The thing that makes the difference is the desire to learn and to not think that you are, the highest person in that profession and nobody can know more than you can and things like that.
From your work and studies that you've done, what do you hope that you kind of left behind?
A desire to learn. And in that process, don't get to think that you are the absolute best and nobody knows as much as you do. My son put me in that position on numerous occasions.
So Dr. Mack, we're going to move now into our final segment of our podcast, of our time today. And this section is called the MP3. We have 3 Montgomery Place questions that we ask every guest on our show. And I want to ask those questions to you today. Our MP3 is sponsored by...
The Art of Aging is made possible in part by Unidyne. Dining at Montgomery Place is made even more special through its partnership with Unidyne. More than great food, Unidyne creates memorable dining experiences built on hospitality, connection, and meals prepared with care.
So Dr. Mack, if you could go back and give your 20-year-old self one piece of advice, what would you tell yourself?
Don't think that you know it all and nobody knows as much as you do.
What is one lesson that has taken you a lifetime to learn?
That I don't need to try to be the best person in the world.
Just to be yourself?
Yes.
And our final MP3 question, what brings you joy in your life today?
My accomplishments. And the joy of all of that is to have children that love you, grandchildren that love you. That makes my day.
Absolutely. Well, Dr. Mack, we certainly appreciate you being on with us today. It was truly an honor to have you on the Art of Aging podcast. And I have a couple parting gifts for you. And these gifts are sponsored by Clarence Davis, our award-winning landscape group that does all of our landscaping here at Montgomery Place. So our beautiful gardens that you see, Those are all taken care of by Clarence Davis, and they sponsored our gifts for you today. So I have a wonderful koozie cup for you.
Okay.
So cold beverage, you put your coffee in there if you want to, or a cold drink and sit outside. Okay. And just a very stylish Art of Aging jacket for you to wear to keep you warm on a chilly day or a morning like this morning. So thank you again for being on with us today. And it was truly a privilege to spend some time with you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks again to our sponsors, Trinity Rehab, Unidyne, Life Care at Home, and Plant Moran. Until next time, keep living fully, keep aging artfully, and keep sharing those stories that matter most. Thanks for watching and listening. We will see you next time on The Art of Aging. The Art of Aging podcast is produced by Montgomery Place. For more information, visit montgomeryplace.org.